You're listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, live with Josh Kimmel and Leighton Harrington. If you want to be a part of our show tonight, call 419-549-5744.
Well, let's see if it picks us up now.
Good evening, Josh. How are you?
Good evening, Leighton. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well tonight. And yourself?
I am doing just great now that I'm seeing the chat light up here.
Oh, good.
I see Jim and PA, Steve, Suki's in the house, Ohio Relic Hunter, Relic Dirty Hands from Relic News, our favorite news host. History Pounds. Gary. Oh, there's a stealth digger in the house. I see the Trooper Bry. Brian MDC in the house. So, shout out to all the listeners.
Our faithful listeners.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in.
The always valued and appreciated listeners.
And for those new people, too.
Absolutely. If you are tuning in for the first time, by all means, welcome to the show, where you just never know what's going to happen next, what turns this may take. But that's all right. So with that in mind, we are back, we are live, and you are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, Metal Detecting and Treasure Hunting Radio. For you, the always valued and appreciated listener, the place where we love to talk shop, and we take metal detecting and treasure hunting beyond sight and sound. I am your host, Josh Kimmel, and along with me for this excursion is the always a trooper of a co-host, Mr. Leighton Harrington.
Hey, thanks a lot. That was a great introduction, just like we practiced.
Yeah, I know. I worked on that all morning.
You did a good job. Good job as usual, buddy.
Well,
so nothing special for the show tonight, but we want to hear from some of those first-timers. And for those always tune in, we want to hear from them, too. So make sure to call in that number, 419-549-5744. It's a free call.
And for those Skype users, they can always download Skype. It's a free download. Search for Beyond Sight and Sound. Click the call button. And through the powers of the internet, you're live right along with us. So, and the talented Miss Tam is in the house.
Sweet.
Yes. All right. Well, Relic Dirty Hands, Lori, did quite a nice job with yesterday's episode, I do think, don't you?
You know what? As weeks progress, seeing the talent come out, let's say that, most certainly enjoyed that episode. Great job.
Really liked the way, got a kick out of seeing Trooper Bry on there. I mean, Bry's he's always great to talk to, such a personable gentleman. And really liked the way Lori put that Beyond Sight and Sound update together at the end. She did a good job.
A very good job. We like that little intro. I'm glad we kind of came up with that. And, with all of us working together, I think it's going to take off. I like it. Good job, Laurie.
That's right. We're going places.
Yeah.
We just don't know where yet.
Well, you can come to Cape Cod.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to Cape Cod in July. I know that much.
That's right. That's right. Which brings us to that up-and-coming giveaway.
Right.
That is, for the folks that have just tuned in for the first time, it's a fishing and metal detecting weekend. Josh and I have come up with a way of giving out numbers. We are going to have you call in a little later on during the show, and we will issue you a number. It's one number per person. So once you have your number, you don't have to keep calling in. And we're going to take up to 100 callers, and then we're going to have a random draw for that number in June. In July, at the end of July, we will have that them people come to Cape Cod, and I can't wait for that fishing trip to see if people can catch the big fish like they say they do.
I'm just hoping to catch a big find.
Well, if it's real windy on the day that we're supposed to go fishing, that's where the detecting comes in. So that way you don't come all this way for nothing. We'll get you either in the water detecting, or we will have you in a park or something that maybe an old cornfield or something. We'll definitely come up with something that will suffice for the day, and hopefully it'll calm down enough to get you out on that fishing trip the following day. But either way, we'll get you out there.
Oh, yeah. I know I'm not coming all that way for nothing. It'll be nice just to be able to sit down and chat with you again in person.
Oh, man, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen each other outside of through Skype, but I'm looking forward to getting some of these people over here that maybe we can put a voice with, or texting with a face. So this is good for up to 4 people. Like I said, it will be one number issued per person, and they can go to our Facebook page of Beyond Sight and Sound, and they can see their number associated with their name. Give us a day to get everything all up and running again. It's already running now, but for the new people that get the new numbers.
Right. It takes time to update the list.
Right.
And it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Right. Now, this is all sponsored through Josh and myself, Fanatic Charters. I'll be the captain for the day. Only one captain per boat. So be kind to me. I'm always looking for new anchors and our people that bait hooks. So feel free to call in and get your number in a little while when we say call in. So right. I'm looking forward to it.
And if we happen to run into some sharks or something, if you've got a slow friend that maybe found more than you during the hunt, might help you make a quick, easy getaway if the shark's giving you trouble.
Well, let's just put it this way: those are the people you want to bring with you, right? Those are the folks you want to definitely save a spot for on the boat.
Right? Yeah. If there's anybody, maybe what was it, Sunday during our weekend preview.
Mm-hmm.
I believe HomeFinder had posted that he had some in-laws he may like to get rid of.
Oh, man. Well,
I'm just never know
on that. Yeah, you never know, right? Exactly.
And speaking of the Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group, sometime tonight we will be announcing the winner of the best find of 2015. And with that, it was stated, it may not be because of value, It may be because it's a unique item. Maybe it's the story behind it. Maybe it's the description of why it was special for you.
Right.
And there were a lot of good finds in it.
As far as I was
really
concerned,
tough.
yeah, they were all good. We had a really tough time choosing. Josh and I went back and forth multiple times trying to figure out what would be, I guess, the best chosen one. But we narrowed it down.
Yeah, it took a little bit, and who knows? Maybe we'll be lucky enough that they're actually listening tonight, and we can have them call in and share with us why they selected that particular submission.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, it could have been a key, it could have been a marble, it could have been a coin, a relic. What was important to you sometimes that's just a story behind it is what I'm trying to get at.
Right.
May have made it the best find for you. We thank everybody that submitted their finds.
Oh, absolutely. I wish we could award something for each of the entries. And then there were even a couple of entries that unfortunately we kind of had to overlook because there wasn't any description with it. There wasn't any story about it.
Right. And this package consists of, I know you haven't said exactly what it is, but monetarily, it's a pretty good sized package.
Yeah, it's probably over $100. I suppose
Nice.
we can kind of say what all or
Okay.
some of what all that package entails. Which I know you're familiar with the Minelab backpacks.
Oh yeah, that's
They're-
a great. Just that alone,
Yeah.
I want one of those. Those things are
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, you can pack all sorts of gear in that. It's great for a day out in the woods, or, if you're really getting off the beaten path to hunt a cellar hole or something, an old home site. So we've got the backpack. We've got a Minelab Maglite, Minelab aluminum water bottle, carabiner compass keychain, and, a couple other small items in there.
Nice, very good. Yeah, that's an awesome little pack right there.
Yes.
And what's nice is that we didn't say what was in the package prior to the people submitting, so they had no idea what they were trying to win, which is nice. Makes it more genuine.
Yes, because we were hoping to see them make an entry just because it was a find that they felt was significant to them or whatever, not because of what the prize might get them in the end.
Right, exactly.
So that's a good way to always keep them guessing.
That's right.
And I thought I saw a new name in the chat, but I've missed it. It's already flew past me. I believe it was Mark.
Okay.
So
well, welcome. Mark.
Yes.
Yeah. And speaking of giveaways, this might be a good little spot to mention the Silver City Treasure Seekers.
Oh, yeah.
They are a club that I am involved with here locally in Massachusetts. And they have a treasure show coming up on September 17th, which happens to be a Saturday, which is good because, for most folks, they, sometimes get really busy and Sunday's kind of a laid back day and they don't feel like going out. But Saturday, September 17th of this year, if you don't have any other plans, jot this one down. You're going to want to come and see this one. We have quite the lineup this year, Josh.
Yeah, if not for anything else, just to see some of the finds and talk to the people. Oh, wow.
I know. It's going to be quite the lineup. As you know, we are not at liberty quite yet to say who is going to be at the show. But after we can make a couple more confirmations, Like you said, it's just a place to be for that day for sure. I would put everything else aside and be there. Again,
Right.
that's Silver City Treasure Seekers Treasure Show, September 17th. It's a Saturday. Admission is only $4. Children 12 and under are free, as usual. And that is being held at the Plymouth Bristol Technical High School. It's on 940 County Street, Route 140 in Taunton, Mass. And that's at the Bristol Technical High School. They also are going to have, as your usual places like this, they'll have 50-50 raffles. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they're giving away a few detectors again this year. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. And like I said, there are going to be some, well, let's just say big names at that show this year. So I would definitely make that a point to mark it down on my calendar and get there.
Right. Absolutely.
And in fact, Josh and myself will be there. Well, I'll have a table set up. I will be, meeting and greeting people, and Josh too.
Right. 9:05. We've got a caller. Who do
Hey,
we have?
Steve.
Josh and Leighton, how you doing, buddy?
How's it going,
Mr. Steve. How is it going?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Trying to stay warm.
Yeah, is it cold where you are?
Oh, it's terrible cold.
It's miserable.
Yeah. It's so
It's miserable
cold
where I am too.
It's so cold I walked out the back door this morning and coins were just jumping out of the ground. Take me indoors to warm up, please.
Yeah. How you doing, Leighton?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic, Steve. Thanks for calling in. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
As you know, I was away for a week, so I'm
Yes.
nice and rested up.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I have to admit, I love the tan that you got, buddy. I'm jealous.
Little envious there.
We had a nice week away. It was good. It was good to do a little treasure hunting in the Caribbean.
All right.
Oh, yeah. And, Leighton, I don't believe Steve has gotten a number for that drawing. Maybe he would like one.
Well, I think, why don't we take this opportunity and give him number 20?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. That was easy, Steve, wasn't it? All you had to do was call in.
Yeah, that's easy.
All right.
Yeah, that show you were talking about, Leighton, sounds like it'll be pretty good.
Well, I'll tell you what. As you know, we talked a little bit about that show, and that Silver City Treasure Seekers is going to be quite the lineup of people, and I am really, really looking forward to it. In fact, I just got a message just as we are talking live here. The Rebel Gold guys are going to be there too this year.
Oh, that's
Tracy
awesome.
Short will be there with his gang, and the lineup here at this show this time around, it's going to be phenomenal. So I am like ecstatic to get all these guys together in one place. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, you kind of shared confidentially with me a little bit about it, and in fact, I think it'll be awesome. Josh, are you going to be there?
I hope to try and make it. It all depends on what my employer may have other ideas.
Right. Oh, I see.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
the
gonna
great
be
thing
there
about a show like that is, Leighton, there's not only just like metal detecting stuff there, but there'll be bottles there and all kinds of stuff, right?
That's correct. There'll be bottle guys there. There'll be relic guys there. Some of these guys from Rebel Gold are bringing up some of their very prominent pieces from the Civil War, the Virginia digs that they've done over the years. I'm really, really excited about seeing some of their relics from down south. That's something we don't get ourselves.
Yeah. And if you bring all your rings, maybe there'll be a little bit of room on the end of the table so they can put it there, right, Leighton?
I'll tell you what, I'll sacrifice a table or two for them guys, that's for sure.
Yeah. Very funny. Anyways, I thought I'd give you guys a shout because I was actually, I missed a couple of the programs, obviously, because I was away, but you had a really good program with Fizz. You almost had 500 listeners, but I want to ask you about this Amy Dodd.
Oh, okay.
You had 700 listeners for that.
Yes, we did. It was a great show, and, we promoted the heck out of it, Steve, and we're still getting hits on it every single week. It's crazy. I think I'm going to listen to it. Yeah, it looks. I met you and I went down and met Fizz, and I mean, you can't have a bad show with Fizz.
No,
that's for sure.
He is just an absolute pleasure to speak with.
Yeah, just give him a few rum and cokes, and he'll go. He's like a boat engine. He'll just keep going.
Yeah, he's like the Energizer or something. He'll talk relics all night long.
Guy's incredible. He really is a living legend when it comes to treasure hunting.
He's living the dream, buddy. He's living the dream. You're right.
Like when we were down in Florida, it was incredible. Leighton and I went down to Florida, and we just hit it at the right time. There's this thing called what's it called, Leighton? The Treasure Hunters Picnic.
The Treasure Hunters
Cookout.
Cookout, and it's invite. It was invite only, and we got invited by our friend Pat Klein, and it was like Leighton. I keep forgetting that guy sat beside. I'm supposed to know who he is. What's his name again?
Are you speaking about
Bob Marks?
Bob Marks?
That's the guy. Yeah, Bob Marks.
Yes, he was there.
Bob Marks is like this. Like everybody in the world knows him except for me. And and I was sitting beside him down there, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? He's like, good. And I'm like, who are you? And he was like so insulted. He's like, why don't you read one of my 200 books? Right?
Yeah.
But he was nice to me later. He realized I really didn't know who he was, and it was kind of cool later on finding out he was actually Sir Bob. He's a Sir, right?
That's right.
And he's like one of the top 5 treasure hunters in the world.
That's right. He's found
it was very cool.
Many a ship. Well, he was nice to you because you brought him a whole bunch of chicken wings, buddy.
Holy crap, he's mad at me. I better go get him some food.
There you go.
That's the way to the man's heart, right? All through food. But yeah, that was funny. In fact, I think I snapped off a picture when he looked at you and said, "Go read my 200 books." It's great.
I know. It was cool because this lady was walking around with what kind of? I don't drink a lot, and neither does Leighton. But what was she walking around with, Leighton?
That was the rum that actually had gold from the Etosha in it.
Yeah, you hear that, Josh? So they had a bottle of rum, and they put gold from the Etosha in the bottle.
Yeah, gold flakes from the Etosha inside the bottle. There's only a few bottles left, as a matter of fact.
The treasure hunter's version of Goldschlager.
Yeah,
and you could take a shot of it.
And for the record, I don't know if I should air this, Steve, but you weren't looking too well after a couple of those.
I know, it's pretty nasty. Nothing like having a rum with like 200-year-old Spanish gold in it.
Right, yeah. Do it once just for the experience.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, Steve, but actually they are going to have that again this year. It's April 30th, and it's at the Penwood Motor Lodge, the same place in Sebastian, Florida. And again, there's no fee. All they're asking is to bring a food or a dessert, and it's open to the public this year. So we're really looking forward to it. I may even try to get back down there this year.
Yeah, if you really want to see who the who's who of treasure hunting is, like the guys that go out every day on the treasure boats, and really, that's their work, it's those guys. And I'm telling you, you just kind of hang around and listen to their stories, and it's crazy.
Yeah, I think we could have spent 2 days there, to be honest with you, Steve, you and I.
No problem at all. Bonnie was there, and then that lady who found that that emerald the size of your thumb.
That's
What
right.
was her name? Yeah, this lady was walking down the beach and she found an emerald. How many? What is it? 80 carat?
No, 69.9 carat, I believe it was. Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, she thought it was a chunk of like pot bottle glass.
That was Dawn Marie.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was an emerald off the 1715 fleet.
That's right. Yeah, she found it while she was looking for shells.
Makes for a great
beach
beach walk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 69.
Yeah.
7, I believe it was, emerald. It was huge. And yeah, Bonnie Schubert was there, a well-known diver. She used to dive with her mother, and I believe, oh my goodness, they found so much gold over the years. So,
well, Bonnie found that big. What was it like an eagle or something like that?
It was. I guess they call it a pelican.
Pelican, yeah.
Like an eagle. Yeah, that's huge. There's actually a piece of it missing. I think there's another wing. I think that's still missing to it. It must have been.
I think they found it. I think they found the piece that. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an incredible piece, and that's off 1715 fleet, right, Leighton?
That's correct. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
This is treasure hunting on steroids. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, it's the who of who.
Exactly. These guys are out there living the dream.
Literally, like, and the other thing, you get around them, and they get a few drinks into them, and you should hear the stories flying, man. It's crazy.
I think you fit into that category.
Yeah, and what a nice bunch of people.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic day. I mean, and I just walked around with my jar in my lap all day. It was like, and the funny thing is, they're just like us. I mean, everybody's the same. They all eat and breathe the same way, and it's just one of those, when you walk around, is like this aura of, almost like they have gold all around them. It's this aura.
I can see where it would be a little overwhelming at first for some.
It is. I felt
absolutely.
a little funny at first, but Steve set me straight right quick. He said, "Hey man, let's just go get some chicken wings and eat. Rub some elbows." And we did.
Exactly.
Going late.
That's exactly what we did
before you step on it.
Well, that's why he brought that bottle of water with him all the time. I said, "What's that water for?" He says, "That's to wash off your tongue."
There you go.
Oh, yeah, because you know what Leighton gets like when he's around gold, right? He starts getting a little jittery.
Oh yeah, kind of breaks out in a sweat.
Yeah, breaks out in a sweat.
Well, I'll tell you this: I love the taste of it. You got to give me that.
His eyes start twitching. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we had a really great opportunity to hang out with the Fishers down there, Mel Fisher's family, and they took us to their museum, which is phenomenal. If you get a chance to go down to Florida and go to the Mel Fisher Museum, like, there's stuff down there that would just blow you away that they pulled off the Etosha.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. That's the one that's in Sebastian, and it's a very, very small fee to walk through it, but well worth the couple of dollars to get in. And if you're nice enough, who knows? Maybe they'll even let you hold a piece of treasure from the Etosha, or possibly the Margarita, or maybe even something from the 1715 fleet. I believe they have a little bit of treasure from everything in that one.
Right.
Yeah, and what's the other guy that you met, Leighton, or we met? Bill? Is it Bill Black?
Yes.
Yep, Bill Black was there. That's right. Yep. We.
He's found his weight in gold off the Etosha.
No, that's Bill Moore.
Bill Moore, that's it.
Yeah. Bill
Moore. Yep, that's right. He's
what an experience that would be.
He's the gentleman that found 165 pounds of gold, and he weighed 165 pounds at the time he found it. So that's truly an amazing feat right there.
Right.
Oh yeah, they were telling us they remember Pat telling us that they didn't have a lot of, they were kind of, when they started pulling stuff up, they didn't have anything to throw the gold and everything in, so they went and ripped off a shopping cart from the local grocery store and threw it on a rope and then sank it to the bottom and filled it up with gold and started hoisting it up to the boat.
Yes, I remember they borrowed the shopping cart. That's right.
You gotta do what you gotta do to make those recoveries, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think they did say they could only put. I guess they said that once they cut the wheels off the bottom, they were able to put a type of tripod rope signature to the top, and then lower it to the bottom. And I think they could only hold 4 bars at a time. Otherwise, the basket would break apart. That's how heavy they were.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you just need a bigger finds pouch.
That's awesome. That's right. Oh man!
Well, those
so
silver bars are the size of your leg, eh, Leighton?
Oh, they're very big. I know. Over the few years, I've been privileged to hold a few here and there. I have a friend of mine that lives up this way who also has one, and they are I don't know. Some of them are 60, 70. I think there was a few of some might have been. I think a couple of them were 80 pounds or so.
Yeah, and there was tons of them on these boats. It's just mind-boggling. Definitely the treasure of treasures down there.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you, if I ever get a chance to find myself in that beautiful, warm water, Florida-like water, I would love to get down there and do something like that. Even if it's just to go down and look at some of the cannons that are still there on the 1715 fleet. I do believe there are a few still laying on the bottom there, so the state hasn't moved them, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I know they did replace a few with some that were made of concrete, but for the most part, I think there's still a few on the ground and underwater.
Yeah.
I'd love to see.
Have you ever dived, Josh?
No, I have not. Always been fascinated by it, but I'm not sure if anybody in their right mind to give me an open water cert or not.
Oh, you never know. You never know. I know that I've met some people, all kinds of people diving, right? So I mean, you never know. Right. But as long as you're with a partner or something like that, I mean, you never know, you might be really good at it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I actually know a pelagic person that has an open water dive certificate. So and like Steve said, as long as I'm buddy anyway, I don't see an issue.
Right.
Well, and practice makes perfect. I mean, we can. You could always do an 8, 10 foot, 12 foot dive. It's not any deeper than a pool if you were in the pool. So you get acclimated to the water and go from there.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. Always willing to try anything once at least.
The best advice I can give you, Josh, is keep your fingers out of the New England holes that are underneath the rocks because lobsters hate it when you come knocking. Just like.
Oh yeah, you want to bet? Yeah, when we were just down in the Caribbean last week, dive detecting. My buddy Ryan got bit by a what is it? Leighton, the ray, or not the ray, but the no, what's the stingray?
A manatee?
No. Oh darn it! Now I forgot the name of the stupid thing, but it came up from under a rock and bit his finger.
Oh, it wasn't moray eel, was it?
That's what it was, the moray eel.
Oh man, he's lucky.
Man.
Yeah, he's really lucky. It was fast. It was lightning fast.
Oh yeah, they're quick. Yep, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was quite the experience being down there, detecting in the water. The water was just like, crystal clear, and there was some nice finds, and it was great. Dive detecting. I know there's not a lot of people that do it, but being in the water detecting is a whole new world.
Right. How deep were you guys going, Steve?
I think about the deepest we were maybe 10 feet.
Yeah. That's what that's what I was just got through saying with Josh. These finds are relatively shallow, and you start getting out too deep, there's really usually nothing. So
no, it's all between. Yeah, I mean, it's 3 feet of water, 5 feet of water, 8 feet of water. It just depends on where the little, everything's kind of it gathers. There might be a low spot in there, and then you'll get in there, and some of the sand will be blown out of there. You've got some exposed rock, and sure enough, there's going to be something whittled into the crevices of the rocks, right?
Right.
Did you guys have a full tank, or were you just using little bottles?
Full tanks. Full tanks every day.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, in that deep of water too, those tanks will last a good 2 hours, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
right.
they're long guns. The only thing is you get a little nauseous, right? Because you're the ocean's kind of spinning you around and pushing you back and forth, and then you get close to the kind of the top water just before the beach, right? You got to be careful. You get a little spinning around there, and
A little bit of
salt water.
vertigo.
Yeah, vertigo. If you suffer from vertigo, it isn't your type of thing.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It'll put you into place real quick.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's why we
Yeah,
always
interesting.
dive with the buddy.
Yeah, there was one area the locals were saying, oh yeah, there was like, old ships that had gone down just off the beach where we were, and I found a part of a pot that the local guy was saying he said that's got to be at least 300 or 400 years old.
No
It was
kidding.
really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you able to bring that back with you and put it in your showcase?
No comment.
I wasn't sure what they were. That's why I asked. I mean, but
I did. Yeah, I got it, but
I mean, if it's only a little piece of it.
It was just a small piece, right? So it was just like part of the handle, but yeah, I mean, it was it was super interesting. And then you've got all the vacationers losing all their rings, their necklaces, and all that too, right? Hey, Leighton, that was interesting. I looked at that post on the Anderson detector shaft.
Yes.
That guy was getting all uptight about the shaft because he thought there was a conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. And by the way, we want to acknowowledge Ryan. We've got you on hold.
Yes,
there.
we've got you on hold there, Ryan.
We'll get you.
I'm going to get off. I'll get off. I'm talking too long. Sorry.
No. Hang on a second, Steve. I want to elaborate on that a little bit, just because. First of all, thanks for having my back. But second of all, this is for the folks that don't realize that when you're on a test team, we don't necessarily get the prices. We're just testing.
Well, they're the manufacturer. That's the whole thing. Is these guys are the manufacturer. They're not the dealer, right? So, they can. If you go on the page, you can basically get an idea of what the cost of the shafts. So basically, for everybody listening, their Anderson detector shafts has made a new shaft for the CTX 330 lower, and it's as far as I'm concerned, it's beautifully designed. It's really nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And
Yeah, it looked like it to me.
it's really nice, and it's less money than it's the truth. It's less money than if you had to go to Minelab to get it. And guys were kind of asking, how much money is it, and why aren't you telling us how much money it is? And basically, just the test team has it so far. And they're saying, it's dealers, you got to get it from dealer. You can get it from Anderson, and if you go to their page, you'll see it. So there's no conspiracy. You know what the tech guys are like.
Right.
Yes, we know.
Yeah,
But the point is because they were asking a few questions like, well, gee, what's the difference between the new one and the old one? Well, I mean, the composite's a lot tighter. It's a lot better shaft as far as I'm concerned. A lot more sturdy. The ergonomic design. I like where the wire goes up through the middle of the shaft. They're up on the shaft, so that way you get a lot more freedom with that coil bending back and forth without chafing your coil wire. And not only all of that, but I mean, all that aside, basically, I just want to reiterate that we don't have the liberty as a tester to say the prices. That's all. It's just one of those things that doesn't go along with being.
Bottom line is, it's around $100. It's a vicinity of $100. I mean, their Anderson detector shop is in Canada, so I mean, it's going to be a different sell price going to the States. It's going to be actually more beneficial to the people in the States right now because the Canadian dollar sucks right now. Right? So
the other thing is too, Steve, a good point that you brought up. Also, we've got Sean on the line too, so hang in there, Sean. We're going to get right to you, buddy. I just wanted to let you know, Steve, I have to reiterate on what you brought up. It's a good point. It's not only a replacement shaft, but it's a shaft that you can attach to another coil for the rate of switching out. It's a perfect way of doing a quick switch, running a new wire up through the center shaft and taking time to, sometimes time is relevant. And, to switch it out real quick like that, it's fantastic.
Well, and let's face it, when you receive an opportunity to test an item like that, your job as a product test is to test that item, whether or not, well, how much is it?
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
you're testing it. Does it work or doesn't it work? How do I like it?
Right. Exactly. And the great thing about these guys is, if you ask them, they will custom cut it for you. Because I don't know if you know this or not. With the CTX, it's about half an inch to an inch too long for a suitcase. Like it's just a stupid thing. The stock one won't fit in a suitcase very well. And they'll make this one that they sell a little shorter if you want it, and they'll also make it longer, like a long man shaft if you need it.
Right. Tall man. That's right. That's what I was trying to explain to the people. Right. The tall man. I mean, anybody over 6 feet needs that extra inch, believe it or not. And if you give them a call, they'll make one for you.
Yeah, they give me a tall man, and it's awesome. It is awesome. Hey, listen, guys. I know you got other people on the other line. I don't be on the line all night with you. I just wanted to call you up, say you're doing a great job, you guys. God bless you, and everybody listening. I hope you have a good night.
Thanks.
Yes, thanks for the call, Steve.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for calling in, buddy. I think you got Ryan up next and then Sean comes, correct?
Yes. Ryan.
How's it going, guys?
All right.
What's that?
I don't know.
How you doing, Ryan?
Pretty good. I heard you guys talking about the Mel Fisher Museum and all that gold and stuff, and I'm like, I got to call in now. Like, I was just there 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Awesome. So did you get a chance to go through, obviously, and tell us about your experience?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. You got to see all different treasures from from the Atocha, and there's one big bar of gold there. You can't touch it anymore, but they had a replica of it so you could feel what it felt like, and then they had a whole case full of gold bars, and it was
nice.
There was too much stuff to even kind of recollect because I was in there, my jaw was down. I should have snapped a bunch more pictures, but I really didn't.
Right.
But I did get a selfie with me and Bronze Mel Fisher.
Oh, there you go. I think I saw that picture. Did you post that one?
Yeah, I posted that.
I thought
Nice.
so. Yeah,
Nice.
awesome. Hey, listen, while you're on the phone, Ryan, we're going to give you number 21, buddy.
Awesome.
All right, so like Josh said a little earlier in the show, give us a day and we'll update the page. And if you ever forget your number, you can always go back to that page. That number will be associated with you until we end the giveaway, okay?
Yeah, I'll cross my fingers. Hopefully I will win that.
And we want to, and while we're talking about numbers, the show number is 419-549-5744. If the folks want to call in now. It's getting a little later into the show. Get yourself a number. I think we lost Sean for some reason.
I think he's.
Oh no, he's back. Okay, he's back. Awesome.
Okay, well, thanks for the call, Ryan.
All right, guys, you have a good one.
You too.
You too. Talk to you later.
774, I believe, Sean.
Hey, Josh. Hey, lady.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very
All
good.
right.
So this gentleman right here, Josh, is Sean. He is the president of Silver City Treasure Seekers.
Oh.
So, we're, I'm sure Sean would like to say a little bit about the Treasure Seekers show coming up himself. He was the gentleman that texted me a little earlier and mentioned about the guys that are going to be at the show. So it's all yours, buddy. How you doing there, Sean?
Doing well, tired of the snow. I want to go digging.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Don't we all?
Yeah, no. Lee and I have been working hard to get some special guests to come out here. We have verified that Tracy Short and the rest of the Rebel Gold guys are coming up.
Nice.
We've got a few other special guests, including Humdinger, that we will be announcing in the not too distant future. So I just have to be able to announce it to the club at our meeting on Friday. So
awesome. Yes.
Very good.
Well, that's good, and I'm really looking forward to this Friday's show. As some of you may know, that it actually, the meeting, not the show. It was postponed because of the show we had last Friday. So the Silver City Treasure Seekers will be meeting this Friday at 6:30. So bring your goodies that you found, and we are going to be making some major announcements that particular evening. Once those announcements are out, correct me if I'm wrong, then we can publicly air them.
that is correct.
All right, awesome. So listen, while we have you on the phone, real quickly,
sir.
I'd like to give you a number that associates you with that up-and-coming giveaway, okay?
Sounds good to me.
And that's number 22, buddy.
Awesome.
So
My
we'll
lucky
put you
number?
down there. Is it really?
No.
Okay. What if you're partial to 22? Okay. That's funny.
I just want to call and check in and say hi to you guys and like the show and thanks.
All right. Hey, well, thanks for calling in. That's what makes us keep wanting to come back every single week.
Yeah, absolutely. The feedback we've been getting in the recent weeks has been just really great. So that's good.
All right, Sean. Well, thanks for calling in, like I said, and we will see you on Friday. Is there anything else that you want to add to tonight's show?
Not really. You're around.
Keep it low and sloppy. I'll talk to you on Friday.
I'll see you, but bye, guys.
All right. Good night. Bye.
All right.
So
Well, that
I'm not
was
sure.
very nice to hear from him.
Yeah, well, that's different, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I am getting a couple of messages on my phone, and they're saying that I guess it's real choppy tonight on the 1,000 mics.
Yeah, I've been picking up on that. I've been trying to isolate it. It could be storms. I'm not real sure. It seems like it's smoothed out now, at least for the time being.
Okay.
But by all means, thanks to those who have sent messages, because sometimes we don't know if there's a problem.
That's right. Yeah, we appreciate the heads up.
Absolutely. So hopefully that clears up for us now.
Right.
Well, let's see. We've already taken a few calls. We've gotten a few numbers out for the Detecting Fishing giveaway. Maybe we should announce the 2015 winner real quick.
Yeah, let's do that. I almost forgot about that. Go ahead. You're up. You're the guy that is actually mailing out that product for them. So have at it, buddy.
Well, I thought that I may have seen their name in the chat earlier. So if they are still around and listening, maybe they can even call in and share with us why they chose that find. It was very difficult to choose. We were on the fence row there for a while. But the winner, in fact, for that, and sorry there's no drum roll, broadcasting fees this month, couldn't afford a drummer, but The winner for that was Trooper Bry with his Spanish 2 Real being his first Spanish silver, as well as his oldest silver coin to date.
Well, congratulations, Trooper Bry.
Yes, so Trooper Bry's got a nice little prize pack coming to him.
Yes, he does. And I might add, if I'm not mistaken, when he calls in, I want to clarify this with him. I believe I was there the day he dug that too. If that's the same one, I am assuming it is. It was up in New Hampshire in a nice field, and all I heard was, "I got silver! I got silver!" He kept repeating it. So, congratulations to Bry. Give us a call, buddy, if you're still out there, man. We want to talk to you and hear about it.
I know I had seen a few people talking in the chat about storms, so maybe the storm kind of knocked him off. I don't know. But, wait a minute. What do I hear here? I hear somebody. Oh, it's the Trooper Bry.
Hey, Bry.
What's going on, fellas?
Not a whole lot. What's going on with you, sir?
But I'm listening in on the show. I can't believe it.
Congratulations, buddy.
Well, congratulations to you on your recent news of your win.
Thank you very much. It's there's a lot of good entries in there, and I'm surprised that one took it.
Well, yes, there was, and it was hard to choose, but there's just something about Spanish silver.
I know. I love Spanish silver.
And we really liked the fact, too, that was your first Spanish silver and your oldest silver coin to date for you.
I was surprised completely. That one's coming up in Charlie's time continuum, but yeah, Leighton was definitely on the hunt with us that day. And it was just a random, beautiful hit. I was getting maybe 83 solid on it. And I figured a copper. It would sound like a copper all day long, and wow.
And boy, were you surprised.
It was a biggie. I figured the first thing you're going to get is a little half real.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I was talking to Leighton about it, I was like, man, there's some good finds, but Bryce got that real in there. And Leighton's like, I'm pretty sure I was with him when he found that. Man, it was a great day.
Well, I remember, Brian, all you were doing was yelling, "I got silver! I got silver!" And I'm going, I can't quite hear what he's saying. I think I hear the word silver. But when you were doing that little chicken dance kind of thing in the field, that clinched it.
Yeah, going, he's got something good.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just teasing you. But that was a great find. I have to say congratulations all day long with that thing. It's, I've only gotten a couple of 2 reals myself over the years, and never, ever, ever forget that day. You'll know just exactly how it was sitting in the hole. You'll remember everything over and over. It's great. Great find.
And also, while we've got you on here, congratulations on your recent ring return.
It's been a couple amazing weeks. That ring return is fantastic. I'm getting a lot of feedback from people who are telling me that one picture of the guy holding the ring up near his face, there's just a look on his eyes that really set the whole tone.
Right. It's priceless. It's just worth 1,000 words.
Yeah. Sometimes the gold in its weight isn't worth the amount of joy that you'll get by returning the rings. I mean, I'm sure all of us in the hobby have probably returned 1 or 2 or 3, and who knows, some of us have returned, 50 or 60. There's a few guys I could name that have returned many, many rings here locally in Massachusetts, myself included, over the years. And it's just one of those, although I love what I have on the walls, it's just one of those sense of just giving back. Every now and then being able to make somebody's day, that's something that they had no idea was ever going to be returned to them. So again, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
And return.
Later down the road, you can look at that picture and go, I remember that, and still have that same sense of accomplishment and everything for doing what you did and knowing that you made an impact on this gentleman's life by returning it.
Yeah, that was surprising. You figure half the time you give these guys back a class ring, nice gold one like that, you're gonna go to somebody's house with a Lexus or Mercedes in the driveway, and they're grateful and whatnot, and you still get that good feeling. But no, that one nailed it.
Yeah. Well, again, that's something you'll always remember too. That's and you have it all recorded. You got pictures of it. It's just a perfect scenario all the way around. It's perfect.
I actually didn't record the digs that day.
That's okay, but you still got plenty of pictures, though.
See what happens when you don't take your camera.
Yeah.
I just, it was that one day I said, I'm just going to do some digging today since, we've been waiting a long time for this area to get knocked down vegetation-wise, and right in the depression where the cabin or the building would have been. Figured it was a button. Nope.
Did he happen to relate to you how he lost it? Did he remember?
Yeah, he said back in 1971, right after he got the ring, he lost it dirt biking. He says on the road next to where we were, which would be about a quarter mile away. Either which way, how it got out into that field, right in the depression of that cabin site, is a story that I'll never figure out.
Right. Wasn't it a dirt bike injury or something? I thought I saw. Or...
Yeah, he said he fell off his dirt bike or had a dirt bike crash on. Back in the day, all the streets out there were dirt, but the closest one to us that he mentioned was paved now.
Okay.
Wow.
Interesting. Well, maybe they pushed the dirt over that way and then paved or whatever. But yeah, it's
right.
Like you said,
down or something.
The bottom line is that you found it and it got returned, and at least he gave you some kind of everything has a story, right? So and multiple stories: how it got bought, how he ended up with it, how he lost it, how you found it, how many years it was there. There's a lot of stories that go along with each individual item that we cover and find. But at least what's good about it is that you had a chance to actually contact the guy, and he was still alive. And let's face it, it's been in the ground for a long time. Was it very deep?
He was 10 minutes from me. In the end, he was 10 minutes up the road from me.
No kidding. Wow. That's amazing.
And not only did you get to play a part in this ring story, but now that story continues for this gentleman.
That's right.
I hope so.
Yeah. He may not say a whole lot about it in a year from now, but right now, it's still fresh in his mind, and, you're a great advocate for the hobby, let's put it that way. It's always nice to see a genuine return, and
yes.
It certainly looked like it for me, so.
Yeah,
cool.
I think so. I think the gentleman really appreciated it, so kudos to you.
Right.
Yep. I'm even trying to find the owner of a 14-karat men's gold band still. It's been almost a year. I'm not sure
I remember when you found that.
That's not the one that has LH in it, is it?
No, it's got a pair of 3 initials and then their wedding date. But I've done some research. I just can't figure them out.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can't. I myself years that I've been behind. And then times, I got a class ring that, you put the person's name in it, and, they've been deceased for 4 years. So,
right.
It just depends. And I have a couple of dog tags that I've been trying to get back for the last 3 years. I can't get hold of anybody. So it depends. It just depends on, maybe that one day somebody will see it, or, maybe somebody will know someone that knows someone that knows someone. Hopefully they'll get in touch with you.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's just in my display case waiting.
There you go.
Very
Hang
nice.
on to it as long as you can, and like I said, never know, right?
Right.
Well, Brian, do you have a number for the giveaway yet?
Yeah, I think you gave me one a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I
wasn't
believe
sure.
he does, yes.
Okay.
Because I think I can recall him saying that he lived close enough, he'll just drive on down.
Yeah, I know.
I think I'm like 40, 45 minutes from Layton.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I'm no stranger to a little inshore fishing.
Yeah.
We'll do it up if you win, buddy.
Well,
I'll put you over the fish. It's up to you to reel them in. What's the question?
Do you know Captain Blaine Anderson?
He lives not too far from me.
He's out of Connecticut, and he's another charter fisherman on the ocean. I figure over the years you must have met him at some of the shows.
Yeah. Done a lot for saltwater sportsmen, I believe, and he's pretty well known. Not like me, I'm not too well known, but I catch my fair share. Let's put it that way. All you gotta do is look it up under Fanatic Charters. You'll see all the pictures. Pictures don't lie, right?
There you go.
Except for the time when I cut a striper in half and I put a tautog in the middle and tried to make it bigger. That was the only time. Hey, listen, there's an old saying about fishermen, right? You know what it is, right? It's all fishermen are liars except for you and I. And sometimes I'm not too sure about you.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
Nice.
I'm sure he's heard that before. And that's another thing. It was great to hear the story again on Relic News of how you got your name. I always get a kick out of that.
My buddy's hilarious. He loved doing stuff like that, and he's a loud, boisterous guy.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. He was going around all day. I think it was on the ice on the pond, wasn't it? He was telling everybody, "Hey, I got Trooper Bry here with me." Is this introducing you to everybody?
Yeah, we got about a half an hour to get our little tour of shacks in there, and it was first thing in the morning, about 6:30 or 7, when everybody's settling for their first or third beer.
First or third, but who's counting?
Yeah. Oh, you hear them rattling cans and closing coolers. That was.
Yeah. When we used to sit around and, play around and go from shanty to shanty years ago, and I used to do all that freshwater ice fishing and all that too. I kind of got away from it, but had too many other things going on. Like finding gold in the winter on the beach, that's what took its precedence. I figured it was either gold rings or perch. It wasn't hard to make a decision. So, the gold rings started to be a little more involvement in my life, so I put the perch to the side. But yeah, I remember doing a lot of that. Those were the good old days.
Yep.
Are you still fishing
certainly
these
good
days?
times.
I'm sorry?
Are you still fishing these days?
No, I kind of put it aside about 3 years ago. My usual fishing partner in crime, he just stepped away from it. And, after that, I said, yeah.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Going well.
Amazing.
I guess I'll go detecting.
There you go.
Exactly.
And you made the right choice.
Yeah, because I can't ice fish right now.
That's right.
It's been too warm.
There you go.
Right. That's right.
Well, I would say we should probably try to get some more entries for the Detecting Fishing giveaway. What do you think, Leighton?
Sounds good. Well, I appreciate the call there, Brian, and congratulations, kudos on that ring return, and I know Josh will have your information from you for sure, so we'll get that pack out to you as soon as we can, all right?
I appreciate it, and of course I'll take pictures and put up a vid of everything.
Awesome.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
That would be
always
fantastic.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that definitely makes us feel good, so share the love, brother.
That's right.
I always do.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, Bry. Leighton, I think we're going to take a short pause and open the lines for these folks to get their entries.
Sounds good. Do it up.
From our studios, wherever they may be, you are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound with Josh Kimmel and Leighton Harrington. To reach the show, you can call 419-549-5744. Or with the wonders of Skype, download Skype, search for Beyond Sight and Sound, hit the call button, and you're live right along with us. So join us as we take treasure hunting and metal detecting beyond sight and sound.
All right. Well, if you've been listening and hoping to get your number for the Detecting Fishing giveaway, you just heard the number. We've mentioned it before, 419-549-5744. And we'll see if we can't get you a number in there here in the next few minutes before we roll out.
Awesome.
So
In the meantime, I was going to say, maybe we can mention a couple of the guests that we have up and coming.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a gentleman that's been on the show with us before, so this will be round 2, and that's Trevor Ferraresso from Australia, who knows everything about the Coiltech coils. And that's the 10x5 coil that I am referring to.
Yes, and such a great guy to talk to.
Oh, love that guy's accent.
Oh, I know. And so energetic about the hobby.
I spoke with him earlier today, and I believe they are, I don't think I'm out of line by saying this, maybe just a little bit of inside intel. People always like to hear that. They might be coming out with a new book. Who knows? Stay tuned for that one.
That's right.
So, and I know they're in the process of possibly doing some maybe new coils, and we will be talking to him sometime in March. So we've already got the promo up, and we can't wait to get him on the show.
Right, the first Wednesday in March.
That's right.
I believe it's the second. Yes.
Yeah, it's second. That's right. So, well, we need some callers tonight, Josh. What's going on here?
I don't know. They were calling in, and maybe the storms has kind of messed with Skype or something.
I know for a fact there's at least 2 or 3 other ones out there that personally messaged me today, and they said they were going to call in, and I haven't heard from either one of them yet. So maybe, like you said, the storm has taken its toll on that internet. I sure hope not. I've had a couple of people personal message me and tell me that they were getting a real choppy signal through the sound.
Right.
So hope that didn't play a part in having people not call in.
Yeah, let's hope not. We've got a caller.
Hey, Josh, it's Derek Asklar.
Oh.
I heard you wanted callers, so I thought I'd call in.
Well, yeah, we're handing out entries for our detecting fishing giveaway.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been on the chat part of it there, just listening. Y'all had a good show. That problem cleared up pretty good there. I just restarted it.
Oh, good. Well, maybe if they refresh, that'll take care of it. We sure hope so.
Yeah, it wasn't on your side, Josh. I just necessary thing, I guess, was between 1,000 mics and the signal itself. So
right. Well, I know I've got enough cards stacked against me. I don't need any extra.
I've been sitting back here feeling your pain, and we run into that every once in a while too. And it's like, oh my gosh, what do we do? And there's really nothing you can. But
right, just kind of persevere and plug along.
Yeah.
Let's see, that would make Derek 23.
Number 23. That's correct.
23. All right.
You are number 23, sir.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for the call. We appreciate that.
Yes, sir, I'll let somebody else call in there. Come on, guys, get on the phone.
Yeah, really, get on the phone and give us a call. Don't be shy. We don't bite, and this is what it's all about. It costs absolutely nothing.
Yep, exactly.
All you've got to do is
real
listen
good. It sounds good out there now too. So, as always, Josh, great job.
Well, thank you.
Talk to you later, Derek.
All right, catch you later. Bye.
Nope.
Well, at least we know there's some areas that the storm is not affecting.
That's right.
So let's hope we can continue that way.
Exactly. Well, I know that it might be a little premature to say who we have coming up in March, other than Trevor.
Right.
But we have the following 3 weeks in a row after that.
That's right.
Super lineup.
A great lineup. We're already all booked up for March and starting to book shows in April.
Right. And we can't really say that we've done that in quite some time. So the show is definitely growing in popularity. We really do appreciate all of our listeners, the people in the chat from week to week, the new listeners that we've had come on board. Sean from Silver City Treasure Seekers as a first-time caller tonight, so it was nice to hear from him. Steve, Ryan, Derek just now, all these guys that
Brian.
make us what we are. Ryan, exactly.
No, Trooper Bry.
Right, exactly. And, it's always nice to talk with the familiar people, but it's really, really nice to hear from the new folks, too. So don't be shy. Give us a call at that number, 419-549-5744. Again, it's a free call. It's a free giveaway. It's over $1,000 package. So,
right.
And there's a chance 1 in 100. So that's not bad.
So the odds aren't too bad.
Right. I mean, you play Powerball and, that's sometimes money out the window. This doesn't even cost you anything but a call. So give us a call and get a number.
Just got to follow the show, call in, because that's how the entries are handed out. Mm-hmm. Continue listening, because, we'll announce the winner on the show as well.
That's correct.
Then you just got to worry about getting the time off work and getting there.
Right, exactly. And, this is all sponsored by Fanatic Chatters of Cape Cod, Josh Kimmel from Beyond Sight and Sound, myself. And you'll basically have to just show up, find yourself a place to stay. And outside of that, everything to do with the chatter itself is provided for by us. So
absolutely.
I provide the ice for the fish for the day. If you'd like to take some home, that'll certainly be up to you. But we'll make whatever we have to do to make it all work for sure. So looking forward to it.
Right. Definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be a grand time, I think. And like you mentioned, the show is growing, it does seem. And that's, it's really great to see the new listeners, the listeners that have been with us for a while, and the feedback that keeps coming in.
Right. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, speaking of feedback, every now and then, even more now than then, I always get a question or two during the week on my Facebook, about a tip or something that, maybe we could throw out there once a week. And I was thinking about it. Here's something that I take for granted. Every time I pull out my digging tool, I'll tell you what I did to mine. I made it so that it was easier to actually get a little more leverage. And the way I did that was I put a nice round dowel that slid right through the handle, and I epoxied it, and then I went and bought a pair of bicycle handle grips. Exactly. And, I epoxied those to the wooden handle that went up and slid over the top of the metal itself for the handle, the T-handle. And boy, I'll tell you, does that thing dig like a pro. So a nice little tip right there for less than $8. A little piece of a broom handle or a small round dowel that you can get at any local hardware store. And it was well worth the $8 investment because it's so much easier. It doesn't hurt the palms of your hands, especially as you're digging 150 holes a day.
Right, your palms get a little sore after a while.
That's right. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. I know people ask us all the time about tips and tricks and things that we do a little different, but we also take them for granted. So I hope that, somebody can get some use out of that one.
Right. Yeah, exactly. At least you didn't say, I needed something with a little more leverage, so I bought a key to a backhoe.
There you go. I knew that was coming. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
But that's the way it goes sometimes. Hey, at least we always have at least a couple of good laughs.
Oh, well, that's what makes this show fun for me personally. we're serious to the point where to get the business end of it done, but it's all about the fun too. I always enjoy myself every week. And I'm getting to like that new promo that we're doing too on Sunday nights. That seems to be a little bit of a hit. So
that's right, our weekend preview promo.
Right.
Maybe we'll just have to go to calling that the weekend dig.
There you go. Right.
A little shorter.
A little summary of what's going on for the following Wednesday. And for those of the people that can't really tune in for the whole show or don't have time to get to the Facebook or whatever, they can maybe just go on to 1,000 Mics and hear that little 20, 25-minute promo of the week that's coming up. It might interest you. It might not interest you. At least that way you'll know what's going on.
Yeah. Or maybe just call it The Scoop.
There you go, The Scoop. We'll come up with a good name, I'm sure.
Yeah. Or maybe the listeners have got an idea. Maybe they can leave a comment in the chat or send us a message.
Yeah, let us know what they would call it.
Yeah. Because after all, that's, the feedback does not fall on deaf ears. We appreciate all the listeners who tune in and follow the show.
Right.
And the Facebook groups as well. Beyond Sight and Sound, Under the Radar Radio, Before and After Pictures, CTX 3030 Users Group. I mean, there's a lot of great groups out there.
And talking about groups, for those who don't know, Laurie was nice enough to put this out for us. We have completely merged the Under the Radar Radio with Beyond Sight and Sound. So we have combined, and so that's the story, basically, in a nutshell. Hoping to get more listeners.
Yeah, so for those who may not have put two and two together or caught the news, I guess in a sense you could say that we really are off the grid, under the radar, and truly beyond sight and sound.
Sight and sound, exactly. It almost works like it was supposed to work that way, right? Little did we know 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago that we'd end up together. But it's all great, and I appreciate the opportunity, so I thank you.
Well, and I think it's working well. I think the listeners are really enjoying the format change, and I think we're on to something here.
I'm hoping to make it bigger and better. As you will know, we're all working together at this and sharing and trying to get all these contacts networking on Facebook, all so that no matter where you click, it all just comes back to the same spot. And the more people that we have share our sites, we really, really appreciate that, because a lot of the times, as you know, on Facebook, we're not friends with your friends. Sometimes just because they haven't heard of us doesn't mean we're not around. So if you could share anything that we have out there as a share, a page,
we would certainly
really appreciate that. That's
and we can't forget about the Relic News Group and Metal Detecting Connecticut.
That's right. Yeah, Brian has been super reposting, and Laurie has been. I don't even have words to say about Laurie. She's been fantastic, and Relic News is going to be the place to tune in every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. I'm looking forward to seeing it every week. So, I hope that speaks volume.
And the Ohio Relic Hunters group, too. Big shout out to Mr. Bill. His group's been growing, too. He's been adding quite a few new members lately.
Right.
Great to see.
Speaking of this, we also have that new group that I recreated that was once a page, before and after. I just renamed it and made it a group so that it's a little easier and more friendly to show the before and after pictures of your finds. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a coin. It can be relic, it could be a marble, it could be, it could be anything. It could be something that you found at a swap shop. It could be something that you purchased years ago, something that was your grandmother's. You found it somehow. Maybe it was up in your attic when you moved in. Could be a newspaper. But we want to see what it looked like before and what it looked like after. So side-by-side shot, that would be perfect. And I'll tell you, the group is growing daily. We love it, and if anyone could share that for us, we'd really like to see that particular group grow.
That's right, because in the end of it all, whether it's on the Facebook group, whether you're joining us here on the show Wednesday evenings, whether you're commenting on the latest episode of Relic News on Tuesdays, we're all out there to enjoy the hobby, share the finds, and have fun with it.
Right. I mean, I know I'm having fun looking through all the posts. A lot of these people who go to that particular group, the before and after pictures group, although I've seen some of the older photos, it's always nice to see what they look like after. Right. It really is. It's almost, I look forward to looking at that group now. It's a great little group. I didn't think it was going to take off I didn't think it was going to take off as good as it did. And, with a few people that have kind of talked to me about making it into a group, I'm glad I took their advice, yours included. So thank you, sir, for that. And, sometimes when we first get into this technology, we all don't do the correct thing, or maybe we didn't think it out.
Or we're not even sure what direction to take it, or sometimes it just evolves and goes in its own direction.
Right. So, post up, folks. That's what we want. That's what we're there for.
Absolutely.
We love the feedback.
Absolutely. And it looks like we've been getting some pretty good feedback in the chat again, so that's great to see. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe the storm kind of messed with the broadcast tonight a little bit. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a discouragement, though. We suffered through it anyway.
Right. Well, hopefully, as time goes on, something like that is out of our control, but you never know where this show is going to take us. We do have some bigger and better things coming up, I will tell you that. So if that's any kind of hint to our listeners and the people that are in the chat room, I promise you that this show will be a lot better in the future. It's coming, folks. It's coming.
Yep. We're trying to do everything we can to keep it a very productive, professional, and informative show. And a lot of that is due to the great listeners and the great guests that we're fortunate enough to speak with.
Right. I mean, I like I said, I look forward to it every week, and I'm, the co-host. So, when you like what you're doing, it makes things a lot easier, and it flows a lot easier off the tongue. So,
absolutely. Well, I think we should probably roll out of here, but we will be taking more entries in the weeks to come.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Well, I appreciate it, and thanks again to all of our new listeners, the old listeners, the chat group. I will be on the chat next week. This week I was not fortunate enough to be able to include myself there this week, but
a little indisposed of.
Yeah, just a little bit, but that's okay. It's all good, and I'm looking forward to next week already, and we'll have another promo coming up this Sunday, and we'll go forward from there. So keep it low, keep it slow, and I'll talk to you soon, my friend.
That's right, and I guess for those listening, we may see you Sunday, maybe we'll see you Wednesday. Either way, it's always a pleasure. If you can get out there and dig, get out there and find something and post pictures so I can see it too. We'll see everybody on the next one.